Hi everybody and welcome back to the Jermanzburg region. Through the last 3 years I created Fakemon for 5 different gyms based on fairy tales. We got Red Riding Hood and the 3 dogs, and the Frog King and the Iron Henry, 3 little pigs, the Little Mermaid, and lastly Snow White and the 7 dwarfs. Today I will tackle gym number 6, and the concept for this one was actually suggested by Nathan Alcantara under my very first ever video. Well, I finally got it. I'm sorry it took me 3 years. Nathan suggested to make a regional Drowzee and Hypno based on Rumpelstilzchen. As you probably know, there's this one Pokédex entry from Gen 6 where it says that Hypno once hypnotized a child and just left with it. And besides the fact that the Pokédex entry only talked about one Hypno and not the whole species of Hypnos, but also the Jermanzburg region Hypno shares no similarities with the regular one. English can be pretty hard sometimes. Jermanzburg Drowzee and Hypno are pretty popular due to their happy and helpful behavior, but maybe I should talk about the design inspiration first and then about the character. So, Rumpelstilzchen is a fairy tale about the daughter of a miller who has to prove that she can turn hay into gold, because her father told the king that his daughter could do that for some reason. Well, so she would be married off, but yeah, she couldn't do that, obviously. So Rumpelstilzchen shows up in 3 nights and spins the hay into gold. First time he wants her necklace, second time her ring, and the last time her firstborn child. The rest of the story isn't important to the design, so I'm not gonna tell it, but it has a happy end for the daughter. I did not want the give me your firstborn aspect to be part of this concept because, well, I didn't want to create an evil Fakemon. But the aspect of turning hay into gold was interesting to me. Also the fact that Rumpelstilzchen wanted the jewelry, which probably is supposed to show his greed, but I interpreted it as him liking fashion, like accessoires and stuff. I gave this Drowzee golden ring and anklet patterns, as well as a golden shoulder pad and a mysterious looking mask. And you probably already guessed it that this is a grass type because it's very green, so I gave it trousers made out of moss or like a bush or something like that. And here it is, Jermanzburg Drowzee, a pure grass type. They are very friendly and like to collect plant materials that it can use as fabric to sew something together. It prefers yellow material and is pretty popular in the artist community. Or also the shiny has autumn colors because it just makes sense for a grass type. For Jermanzburg Hypno, I evolved this fashion and sewing influence. It is now basically a tailor. It is wearing a leaf scarf which is supposed to reference the beard of Rumpelstilzchen, which it has just thrown around its neck. Oh, and it is also wearing a moss coat which is fancily hanging over his arms and shoulders. And there are patterns on it that are supposed to look like buttons or like fruits in the shape of buttons. Instead of a pendulum, it has a measuring tape made out of grass, which it can wrap around its arms as an accessoire. I also wanted to include knitting needles, which are these hay-like spikes sticking out of the beard. Hypno has small ring and bracelet patterns, which is a reference to Drowzee's behavior of collecting yellow material and making stuff out of it, like rings, bracelets, necklaces, stuff like that. Jermanzburg Hypno is really into crafty arts and is often seen making clothes for Fakemon that are cold or just want a fancy hat or something like that. So I haven't designed the gym leader for this gym yet, but here's my concept, which I hope is alright. If you have input, please let me know in the comments. My main goal for the gym leaders of the region was to show diversity in different aspects, and one of the gym leader was going to be non-binary. Knew that from the start. That would be this gym leader right here. As of right now, I wanna name them Quinn, which is a unisex name and the most fitting one I could find. I like the vibe of Quinn. It felt kind of fancy and a bit artsy. You probably know that some people can get very opinionated when it comes to clothes and who is allowed to wear certain clothes. And like, oh, dresses are for women and trousers are for men, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. And In the end, it's just a piece of fabric, and if someone likes that piece of fabric, they can wear it. It's none of our business to judge that. Anyways, Quinn got sick of this whole gendered clothes thematic and decided to take matters into their own hands. They now own the largest and most successful clothes store in the Jermanzburg region, where everybody is welcomed and everybody will find something to wear. Quinn works with international designers to make a wide and appealing collection for everyone. So, do you need something fancy? You will find it. Something goth, you will find it. Something super colorful, I don't know, I'm really not someone who's into fashion. I'm basically a cartoon character because I always wear the same. I have no idea when it comes to fashion and stuff like that, so I'm really not looking forward to designing Quinn and drawing them, but oh well. Anyways, here it is, Jermanzburg Hypno. It stays a pure grass type since the original Hypno is also a monotype, so I didn't feel like adding anything else or didn't feel the need to. This is the signature Fakemon of Quinn, which complements their creative work and battle style. If you battle Quinn in the early game, they will have a Drowzee, a Jermanzburg Drowzee, and if you battle them later in the story, they will have a Jermanzburg Hypno. I knew it took me forever to draw this design, 3 years, but I think it turned out pretty cool actually. Thanks for watching, please leave a like and share your opinions in the comments. See you in the comments!